Hi guys, I know the quality of the video isn't the best because I'm using my phone to film this, but I've just formatted my 2DS so I can set it up and show you guys how to set up a DS or a 2DS. So obviously you want to choose the language that you need. So I need English, that's what's selected. So I'm just going to read the screens. If a child will be using this system, please set it up for them. Obviously I don't need to do that. Although the Nintendo 2DS system can run all Nintendo 3DS software, it cannot display 3D images or videos. This system works in the same way as the Nintendo 3DS. You can enjoy all Nintendo 3DS online services and use all Nintendo 3DS software. Any references to the Nintendo 3DS in software is applicable to Nintendo 2DS. Right, so it says configure date, time, and settings. So we're going to start off with the date and the time. Okay, so we set up the time now, and it's 7:20. Well, that's what my clock is telling me. So the date and time is now set. It says enter a username. So we're gonna call ourselves GMG News. Set a date of birth. So this is probably a date of birth reveal for all you guys. I was born on the 28th of May. And now it says select your country. So we're going to go right down to the bottom because we're in the United Kingdom. And which region? England. And now that has been set to my profile. Configure your internet settings. We're not going to do that. The system will receive system updates and other important notices for Nintendo via the internet. You can access all the 3DS Nintendo services, user agreement, and privacy policy to use additional functions such as Street Pass and wireless communication. So it basically says, do you want to accept? So if you accept, it means that you're accepting their terms and conditions. I can either do that now, I can do that later. I'll do that later because I'm not going to set my Wi-Fi up and obviously give away my password to my Wi-Fi. So it says configure your internet settings. We'll set them later. So it says parents or legal guardians can limit access to certain features which they may deem unsuitable for their children. Some items can restrict internet browsing, online interaction. So essentially, if you don't want your kids going online, you can completely stop that, which is a cool function to have because obviously these are probably going to be mostly bought for children. If children will be using this system, a parent or legal guardian should set up these restrictions as required. I do not need them set up. Okay, so are you ready? All right, let's get started. But before that, can we tell you a little bit about the Nintendo 2DS system? Okay, why not? So there are a few differences between the 3DS and the 2DS. The things that are different, the Nintendo 2DS doesn't support 3D visuals, which is, as they said before, but don't worry, you can still use Nintendo 3DS software. So what that means is essentially you can buy Nintendo 3DS games and play it on the 2DS, because I bought this console just for Pokemon Sun, which is a 3DS game, but it works completely fine on a 2DS. But as it says, you don't have any 3D capabilities, so you're just looking at it in 2D. Sleep mode is good if you want to take a break or use Street Pass, and helps the battery last longer, so it's like a standby mode essentially. Move the sleep switch to the right to enable sleep mode, so that's just on the bottom here. You can see this little dial. I'm not going to do it because obviously it will mess up the setup, but yeah, I could put it into sleep mode. So wireless communication, if you say on a plane or a place where wireless communication is prohibited, you need to turn it off. So wireless communication can be toggled on and off via the icon in the top left corner of the home button. So just essentially by here, you'll have this little home symbol come up. Notification list. There's more that I want to tell you. So basically a notification list, it will just come up with like all software updates and game updates and stuff like that. It will just come up on your top bar. It will appear here on your screen. So it's like a useful information that you can check daily. And it essentially tells you about your device. So we're all ready to get started. And it says your system has now been configured. Press the home button to open home menu. So that is how you essentially set up a Nintendo 2DS. You can do that. You can do that in any country. The only difference would be is obviously the language.